Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be looking at my Yugioh deck. Just got it here. It's not a very good deck, but and I hope to improve it soon. But let's just hop into it. So starting off, we've got Beast King Barbaros. So this is just a powerful tribute monster that has a bit more flexibility than a normal tribute monster. So this isn't Blue Eyes, this is more of a it's Blue Eyes, but it's more versatile, right? So you can tribute it normally and just have no effect. It's just Blue Eyes, but it's a Beast Warrior, right? But you can also tribute 3 monsters, and it will be like a dark hole, right? So it'll destroy everything else on the field. And then also, if you don't have any tributes, you can play it, and it's just a weaker 1900 monster. So it's very flexible. And then next, we got a trap here. This is just delaying trap. This is no entry, right? And it just, delays the attack. This is a very defensive deck, I would say. And, I mean, this is one of the parts why I say it's defensive, is because it just it doesn't do much. It doesn't destroy them. It just kind of halts their attacks. And then next, we've got Attachment Cyber. So this is one of the Cyber Dragon cards. So if you saw that video, I opened one of the boxes, the Yu-Gi-Oh boxes or whatever, and this is the structure deck I got into. It was the Cyber deck, or like Cyber Dark structure deck, right? And there I put some of those in here, some of the cards. And yeah, so this is just kind of a weaker attacking monster that can equip itself to a cyber monster. I've got a lot of cyber monsters in this deck. And then it can special summon a cyber monster that's in the graveyard. So it basically just keeps monsters on the field, which is always nice. And then we've got Needle Sealing. Needle Sealing, this is a removal trap, right? So this destroys all creatures, or all monsters, sorry, this isn't magic, this is Yugioh. All monsters on the field. And you have to have 4 more creatures, or 4 more monsters once again, in order for it to activate. But that's not really a big of a downside, because you're going to have 4 monsters on the field. When you want to destroy all the monsters, you're going to have 4 of them. And the next card we got here is Cyberjar. This is a good card, but it's not good in this deck, because really I'm not using it to its fullest potential. Right, if you don't know what it is, you destroy all monsters. That's why I'm using it for. But then you also get to draw or reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, both you and the opponent, and you get more resources. And that's what I'm using it for. Is more kind of I can use the resources better than my opponent can, so it's beneficial, right? And then we've got Fissure. This is just a removal card, right? Less monsters your opponent has, the better. Pretty simple. And then we've got Burden of the Mighty. So this is a continuous spell card. I've got a lot of continuous cards in this. I'm a big fan of them. And this one just weakens my opponent's monsters, so then I can hit them. Because this deck, that's one of the big downsides that it has, is my monsters really aren't that powerful. Right, I've got Barbaros, but he's like the highest attack. So a lot of times, if they summon like a Blue Eyes or something bigger, I can't really destroy it. I can't do much to it. And then we've got Mahama, the Fairy Dragon. This card is just, you're never going to be actually tributing it out because it's 5 stars. You're going to be using its effect, which basically just means when life is taken by battle damage, you can play this and heal that to gain that much health or deal that much damage. So basically, it's useful. It's a good card. And then we got Mystical Space Typhoon. This is just, destroy, dispel a trap. Very just kind of a useful spell. And that's just what it is, right? Get rid of those pesky spells and traps. And then this is what I was talking about with the Cyber Dragon. So this is a Cyber Dragon Dry. It's like German, right? And this just, once again, the effect really doesn't mean too much. But it's just a powerful Cyber Dragon, and then when it dies and it's on the field, it counts as Cyber Dragon. And that's really useful, because I've got a lot of cards that refer to Cyber Dragon, so this basically just is another Cyber Dragon. But it's not a tribute, it's a bit, it's a normal summon type of a card. So it's good. And speaking of Cyber Dragon, we've got Cyber Dragon, right? The name of it. Very good card. I'd say it's even good in decks that aren't based around it because it's powerful and you don't need to. It has the ability to special summon it, so you can get it, get them on the field and normal summon. So this is just a great card. And then you got Call Haunted once again, continuous trap. That will come into play later. But just, it's a Monster Reborn type of a card, right? So you can just get a card that you played and put it back on the field. Once again, another Cyber Dragon. I talked about this before. It's a great card. And then we've got Kunai with Train. Once again, this is a delaying card, and then this also fixes, or kind of tries to help with the problem that my monsters are kind of weak. So this boosts the attack of my monsters, and then it delays the attacks of my opponent's monsters by negating the attacks. And then once again, another Cyber Dragon. This one is just, it's another Cyber Dragon. This one is just kind of a powerful attacker, and that's why it doesn't really have any abilities that are that influential. And then got Magic Cylinder. This is a great spell. Just once again, delays my opponents, and it does some damage. And so you kind of get to the point where your opponents have very low life, and you just have to finish them off. My Back Rider, once again, fixes my problem of not having enough attack. Right? My monster's not having attack because it gives them. So, right? You can, if they have a powerful monster, you can play this, and boom, your weaker monster can get over it. Card Trooper, this is a great card. Allows high. It has, allows putting cards in your graveyard, which is nice. Use a Monster Reborn or Call the Haunted, right? You can get a big powerful monster for free, right? Or close to free. But then the main reason I'm using it is because it's a machine and it just draws a card when it dies. So that's handy, right? And then got Mage Power. This is just a card that allows me to take advantage of having a lot of traps, right? Even though I haven't shown it, I've got a decent bit of traps and spells in this deck. A lot of those ones that stay on the field, right? And so you can just boost your power up and get a lot of damage in that way. Magic Jammer. So Magic Jammer, once again, this card just delays my opponents, right? They play a big spell card. Boom, get rid of it. They can't. They didn't play it, right? Counter it. Cyber Planet. So this is what's handy about having all the Cyber Dragons, is that this, if you have 3 or more, you gain both the effects. And so this, once again, just resource generation. Then, once again, Cyber Dragon Nashter. This is one of the cards, there's 2, I think, in this deck that are Cyber Dragons, and they're weaker, but they have an effect that allows you to basically summon more or gain more resources. And so that's kind of what it is that you can bring back your Cyber Dragons from the graveyard, and so that's handy. You get Cyber Dragons. And then this is Cyber Dragon Core. This is another one, and actually I think there's 3 now that I'm looking at it. And then once again, just resource generation. Very good. And then got Penguin Soldier. Penguin Soldier, I really like Penguin Soldier. He's really good because he's very, very flexible, and he just, once again, delays your opponent. That's what you want. You want to delay your opponent till you can get your monsters on the field. Magical Broker. This is what's useful about having the continuous spells, is that you can get rid of the continuous spells when they no longer serve your purpose, and you draw a card. That's very handy. I kind of wish I had more Magical Brokers, because then you can kind of be more consistent in having those continuous spells. Once again, another Call of the Haunted. Great, just brings back a monster. Dark Hole. Great, destroys all monsters, Once again, delays your opponent. They played all the big guys. Boom, destroyed, and they have to restart. Mobius the Frost Monarch. This is just a tribute monster that has a powerful attack and destroys enemy spells. So it's pretty good, right? Stop your opponent from getting the jump on you, right? They can't be up to any tricks. Sword of Revealing Light. Once again, just stop them from attacking, right? Delay your opponent. And that's the real problem with this, is you delay your opponent, but then you can't really do much with it. But, once again, Storming Mirror Force. Delay your opponent, right? You stop their attack, and you send all their attack position monsters back to the hand, so they have to play them again. Great card. Cyber Dragon Hurts, right? So this card, once again, this is like the weaker Cyber Dragons, just adds Cyber Dragons to the graveyard so you can bring them back, or you can actually get to the 3 or more, right? But once again, just resource generation. Cyber Dragon Veer. This is, once again, these are one of the stronger ones. Stronger Cyber Dragon. But this one allows you to basically, once again, resource generation, just getting your Cyber Dragons and in circulation. Card D. So this is the card that basically takes advantage of the fact that your cards aren't very powerful and you're just letting your opponent. Well, you can get, even though you're not gonna, you can just not attack and you draw 2 cards and you don't summon. So you basically just, halt a turn to gain some card advantage, which is great. It's a great card. Liberty at Last. So this, your opponents are like, hey, I'm gonna attack you and kill one of your monsters. Well, though, you can send back their monsters to their hand, once again delaying them, which is great. Supply Squad. So this is just, once again, resource generation. You draw a card, continuous spell. So it's like, hey, I've got all these cards. Get rid of it to draw another card. Boom. Get more cards, right? Cards are great. This card just gives you more cards. Cyber Phoenix. I really like this guy, not for the fact of he's a cyber machine or anything, but he just, once again, he draws a card when he dies, and he's got a pretty good stat line, right? Not too good, honestly. He dies to a lot, but he draws that card, and he protects your machines, right? He protects your machines, and so they can't be attacked by, or can't be targeted by spells, which is great. And you've got a Traffic Control. Once again, continuous spell, and just delays your opponent. They can't have 3 or more monsters. They can't attack with them, which is great. Delays your opponent. I really like delaying my opponent, as you can see. Limited removal. So this, once again, this is kind of a finisher, right? Oh, you've got a lot of machines on the field. You play this. Boom, they're really powerful, and you can kill the opponent. Great card. Cyber Emergency. Once again, this is just more resource generation, right? You play this card, and you get a card. You get a Cyber Dragon, or you get a Cyber Dragon from your deck, which is great. Chain Energy. So this is, another continuous spell, but basically, you're not going to be doing much, so you should punish your opponent for doing a lot of stuff, right? So you can kind of slow them down too, and so then that gives you down to that range in which you can kill them. And that's it. I changed up how we were doing it, but that's it. That's the deck. Aside from the extra deck, and the extra deck really isn't important. It's just some XYZ monsters that I can summon somewhat. I don't even think I can summon the bug guy, but they're just, they're fine. There's no really thought into why I'm running them. I just can. They're powerful monsters, right? I never really summon them, right? Because a lot of my guys are dying because they're defending. But that's my deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below any improvements. I'm already gonna improve it. I got some new cards, right? I'll show you those in a future video. That's coming out soon. And I hope so. This deck won't actually be my deck for a while, but just kind of maybe comment down below. Kind of maybe like mentality, right? Maybe my mentality on how I'm building a deck is wrong, right? I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.